adding to the non-international point, you're just not a known entity. So, the deals you've worked on, they may not have heard before. The firms you've worked at, may have been a great local firm, but they've probably never heard of it. And so you do have to kind of prove yourself that you know how it works in the US. And a lot of that comes through, I guess, at least in my interview process, through the discussion around your deal experience. So they're really trying to understand, what is your technical capability? Do you think like the investor like they do? And then, do you talk in the same way? Can they put you in front of their IC, and then you'll be able to be a compelling, team member and really add to the discussion during IC? And so, really talking about, when you talk about a deal, talk about the who, what, when, where, why, I guess, like who were you working with on your deal team? When was it? And what was the process like? What was the deal? Talk about the business, describe it in a way that makes it compelling, and talk about your perspective on it and the why. Why did you invest in it? Why do you think it was a good investment? And then by talking through that process, I think it's quite helpful for them to really gauge whether you think in the same way as they do. And then if you can add on top of that a little bit of kind of perspectives on the market and the trends that we kind of spoke about earlier, that kind of really helps them understand sort of where you are as an investor. So I've had quite a few of those kind of interviews where, it just goes very deep into the deal, and talk about, what, the kind of each deal, sort of, and everything is fair game on your resume. They may ask you, oh, why did you say this in your resume? Tell me a little bit more about that. So you have to be prepared to make sure those and backed up by numbers as necessary.